Welcome back to Vogue's official YouTube channel where we ask your favorite celebrities questions. Today we are interviewing the one and only Mary Oliver. Let's go see her now. I hope she's home.
Hello! Oh wow! This camera is so high tech. Goodness gracious! Welcome to my home.
What have you done so far today?
Well, I woke up and ate breakfast with my puppy. I then worked on a little on my next poetry collection.
Where were you born?
I was born in a rural town in Ohio near Cleveland.
Did you have a good childhood?
Oh yes, my parents were very supportive of my interest in reading and nature. So I did not abuse substances like many other poets. I spent a great deal of time in my younger years just writing and reading, walking around the woods in Ohio where I grew up.
What drives you to write poetry?
To me, writing is not about being known or having fame, but rather giving gifts to the world.
Have you ever been in love?
I've been surrounded by love my entire life. I grew up in a supportive home with my parents and was married to my spouse Molly for 40 years until she passed away in 2005.
How has her death changed your poetry?
I told myself I would either shut myself away or unlock all my doors when she died, and I chose to never lock my doors. I've made many new friends, and this open outlook on life has allowed me to write more about my emotions and about myself. Previously, I was a very private person, but now I'm more outgoing.
Are you still writing poetry?
Yes, I've been writing a lot since Molly passed away, at the most 18 poems at a time.
Wow. Have you won any awards?
I have won the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award. I am America's best-selling poet and have been compared to Elizabeth Bishop and Walt Whitman. However, I do not write for the awards or recognition. I write to express myself as a healthy outlet for emotion.
Do you like nature?
My lord, I love everything in nature. I spend lots of time outside, and a majority of my works contain imagery of the natural world. To me, nature is the root of tranquility, freedom, and ultimate happiness.
What do you try to convey through your poetry?
I attempt to convey that humans are meant to be one with nature. I also hope to show that nature is in everything, and that everything came from nature.
What are the common meanings found in your work?
I write mostly about nature, but also I focus on love, courage, and joy. My poetry, I hope, inspires people to be themselves and not feel trapped in the confines of society.
Do you like animals?
Of course, I love animals so much, which is why I own a dog and spend lots of time taking walks outside.
What are your most well-known works?
A couple of my most notable works are Why I Wake Early, Dream Work, and American Primitive.
What is the inspiration for your work?
My inspiration for my work is nature and the importance that it holds in our lives. Nature is such a vital part of my life, and that is reflected strongly in my work.
Well, thank you so much for allowing Vogue to interview you, Mary Oliver.
My pleasure.
Today we have an extra special interview with the president of Mary Oliver's fan club, Bobby McMillan. Coming in, Bobby. Okay, we'll scoot, I guess. So, Bobby, can you tell us how long you've been an Oliver fan?
Well, my mom actually introduced the poem Wild Geese to me when I was a little kid, so I would say forever.
What do you admire most about Oliver?
I connect with her poetry especially, I like how she's always stayed true to herself and hasn't let society change her or made her hide.
Since you've known of her life and work for a while now, what would you say Oliver is trying to convey through her work?
I think the most important thing to Oliver is self-confidence and empowering people to be themselves. It is shown through her poetry that she connects deeply to nature and finds herself when surrounded by nature. The message that she conveys is that the root of all individuality comes from the natural world.
What is your favorite Mary Oliver poem?
Hands down, my favorite poem is Dog Songs. I love that poem so much because I love dogs. And I even got the same breed dog as her because I am her biggest fan. Oh, look at the time. I'm going to be late for another fan meeting. Bye.
Oh, well, thank you, Bobby, so much. Don't forget your dog.
Almost forgot my dog.
Thank you so much, Bobby, for coming in to answer a few questions. That's all for today.